All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Forterbroeken, coming to you live virtually from Minnesota, not South Dakota like my t-shirt says. I need to get a picture of South Dakota. Anyway, yeah, I'm back. I was back yesterday, but I'm more back today. I actually slept some last night. That helped. So, yeah, it is Thursday. Yay, Thursday. A good day because it's you have the anticipation of Friday, but you're not in Friday and the fun has not begun. I figured out a while ago that I'm the type of person that likes anticipation often more than the actual whatever I was anticipating. So be it. All right. Okay. Anything going on? What's going on? Let me just. Whenever there aren't any comments, I wonder if the Facebook or YouTube or something is glitching again and, preventing me from seeing comments. So I'll keep babbling here for a little bit. And if there are. Okay, there we go. Hey, Lenore. Good morning. Hey, yes. Hello. How are you all doing? Oh man, have you seen the pictures and video from New York City? And Hurricane Ida has just hit there like last night, and the subways are flooding, and toilets are backing up, and yeah, all that sort of stuff. Hey Charles, good morning. April, howdy. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again. Well, back in the donut shop again, but that's harder to sing. Ooh, hey Darlene, saw pictures of Northern Lights in Alaska. Any in Minnesota? Haven't heard. I know my mom still, if she wakes up in the middle of the night, she'll usually go and peek out the window to see if there's any because she loves the Northern Lights. But she hasn't said anything. Yeah, Lenore, exactly. Just wow, New York City. The subway is flooding and all that sort of thing. So, yep. They're probably ending up worse. Well, imagine if the power went out to the entire New York City. Oof. Hey Gerardo, good morning. Oh, Ellen's here with the hugs. Get your Ellen hug. Helen hug. Hey Tracy, hello BJ, Nancy. Okay. S, didn't quite catch what you said about Thursday. Thursdays have always been the best day of the week for me. Not sure why. Just a good day. Yeah, I often like Thursdays too because I have that build up of anticipation that tomorrow is Friday. And then I got Saturday and Sunday. And so I like Thursdays better than I like Sundays because Sundays, you may be chilling and stuff, but you got that tomorrow the week starts again thing going on. And it takes away a lot of the pleasure of Sundays. But Thursdays, yeah. And I don't know about you, but growing up, like Thursday night TV was some of the best TV of the week. Just saying. Back when I watched TV. Oh, hey, Curie. Okay, hi everyone. Facebook is having technical problems. Eek, as usual. All right, Laura, good morning. Canadians are... What? Hey, Kimberly. Saying good morning to you too, Kimberly. But Laura has... Canadians are wired right out of the gate this morning. Thought it said weird. But wired, yep. Both are appropriate. Hey, Kelly. Good morning. Monica, hello. Precious coffee. Yeah, those of you who weren't here yesterday or didn't hear me talking about the working at the shelter, there was a fatal flaw. Well, not fatal. It could have been a fatal flaw at the shelter in that they had no coffee. So the way the Red Cross works is they actually subcontract restaurants and grocery stores and all that stuff to actually supply the food. The Red Cross, pretty much all they have is cots, blankets, and toiletry kits. And then they subcontract everything else from local businesses. And for whatever reason, there was no coffee for 4 days. And yeah, 4 days. I was there 3 days, but there wasn't coffee the day before I left either, or the day before I got there. And I'm assuming there wasn't coffee since then either. But yeah, so yeah, 4 hours of sleep across 3 days with no coffee. Hey, Bernice, good morning. Ula, good morning. Henry, howdy, howdy. Hey, Amy, good morning. Facebook can't play videos, told me so. Plus, I have 0 notifications, none, nada, that never happens. Weird. I don't know. Okay. But, yep. I did realize something as I was laying in bed in my comfy bed right now, or last night, and just thinking that as rough of time as it was at the shelter, I really enjoyed doing it. And some of the other people, like the shelter I was at, it was an emergency backup shelter. So we were getting people when other shelters would fill up, they would be sent to ours. And so it was a lower priority shelter, if you will. And so it wasn't, the workers there weren't local. In fact, I was the only Texan there. The rest were flown in from out of state by the Red Cross. Most of them are retirees that just travel around the country going to different disaster sites and working in the shelters there. And I thought, now that's actually a pretty cool lifestyle sort of thing. Like one lady had an RV. She drove down from, I don't know, Kansas or something, and others flew in. And they just spend their time helping at different disasters. And I was thinking, I could see me doing that. Uh-oh. Okay, Lenora, a bit stressed right now. I think my dog may have ear mites because he keeps shaking his head excessively. Just waiting for 8:30 so I can take him to the vet to go get checked. Cannot stand to see my Oda Nada suffer. Yep, that sounds like ear mites. Yeah, that sucks. Yep, Carol, good morning. So you've been coffee deprived, most definitely. Yeah, it was not good. So from now, I've been building like normally I work at the Red Cross shelter here in the Woodlands, Texas. That is just an absolutely fantastic shelter. They got their act together, and all sorts of resources and everything outside of the normal Red Cross channels. And I mean, still sleeping on cots and so forth, but the food and everything is very good. Where I was, not so much. And so, but anyway, where I was going with this, I've been, like I said yesterday, whenever I do anything, just about anything, I write myself an after action report, an AAR, and what went right, what went wrong, what was stuff that was really good to have, what was stuff that I brought that was unnecessary, that sort of thing. And so I've been building the AAR for the shelter experience, and definitely little packets of instant coffee are on there. So, hey, Charles, good morning. Susan, yep, oh my God, no coffee is a crisis of its own. Most definitely. It was, and I did early on, so yeah, whenever I got there, Saturday, I swung by the gas station down the road, picked up a couple of things of iced tea and some of the little peanut butter cracker packet sort of things. And so those 2 bottles of iced tea were pretty much my only caffeine for the weekend. Well, for the 3 days I was there. It was, yeah. Anyway, but I'm back. And I would go back in a second. Hey, Nicole, good morning. Ooh, medicine man needs to make a coffee pill. I like that idea. I could, yeah. Okay, what's the field behind you on the green screen? Oh, let me go on this side. Okay, so this is the outside of St. Michael where I grew up. It's the Crow Hassan Nature Preserve, which is this giant nature preserve along the Crow River, and where the Hassan River and the Crow River meet. But yeah, it's just one of my favorite tromping places when I'm back home. So I had it up yesterday too, but I didn't have a chance to change it. Henry, I will say it's been taken care of. So, especially because I like my coffee really strong. There's probably enough coffee grounds to make 8 cups in my stein today. So, it's good. It's good. Absolutely not. Mrs. already has her hands full with him. This is true. You imagine him taking that every morning. Yeah, it would be exciting. Very exciting. Hey, Donna. Yeah, Kiri. Living in a camper, traveling to shelters to work would be rewarding. Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, hey, Lizette's here. Hey, good morning, Lizette. So Lizette is a person who's like this amazing photographer and all this stuff, and she's also taking over the social media for Medicine Man Plant Co. So yeah, definitely want to follow us on Instagram and check that out. If you're not on Instagram, that's where all the cool kids hang out. Just saying. That's what I'm told anyway. They don't really talk to me, but I'm hanging out next to them, hoping eventually just my mere presence will wear them down. Hey, Chris, good morning. Yeah, and so I actually was looking around the place for some Yopon, but there wasn't any. It was weird. It was all just like, there was some goldenrod and some cattails and stuff like that, but it was yeah, kind of a dearth of plants, really. Hey, Diana, good morning. There we go. I like that. Future pill idea. The coffee emergency supplement pill. Yeah. I'm just picturing that in Medicine Man's script on the bottle and going, I'm okay with it. Hey, Wolf's here. Good morning, Wolf. Janine. No, I do an AAR too. Didn't know it had a name. Yeah, it's a military term that I picked up. The after action report. So, okay, did they have hot water? There was not even a microwave. The only hot water was the hot water from the taps. Oh, well, okay, so they did have showers, and the nice bathrooms and all that sort of thing. But yeah, the food ability was somewhat limited. So like, I mentioned the meals are contracted to be delivered from local restaurants and so forth. And Sunday night, was it Sunday night? No, Monday night. Domino's Pizza showed up with a bunch of these little metal tins of pasta and cheese and sauce and meats. They said Domino's was going to supply the supper that night. I was like, yeah, pizza, Monday night pizza, keeping up and instead it was these pasta bowl things. And the bowls were this metallic type stuff, so they could not be reheated in the microwave. But it didn't matter because there was no microwave to reheat the things in. So basically, once the food cooled down, it got put in the refrigerator, and after that, the only option was to eat it cold. But hey, so be it. Hey, Tim, good morning. Okay, April, what is the one thing we can forage to have in place of coffee? Here in the South, that will be Yopon holly. Yopon holly is the only naturally occurring caffeine-bearing plant native to North America. So caffeine holly, the leaves have about half the caffeine of regular tea leaves. So you just do what I do and quadruple the number of leaves you use to make your morning cup. But yeah, Yopon holly, if you pop over to foragingtexas.com and go down to holly-yopon, you can read about it. So yep, Yopon is my go-to when there isn't coffee. Uh-oh. Okay, Kiri, I think I have a goat in heat and a buck who wants to visit. Lots of screaming outside. I understand. Yeah, this may sound super entitled, but don't the troops march on their stomachs? Coffee would keep volunteer going better and stronger and would help those in need too. Yep, most definitely. But, when you're in the thick of it, you're just going on adrenaline and yeah, mainly just adrenaline and going. And it isn't until there's some downtime where you just go and just completely melt. But, it's definitely, like I said, we were a secondary shelter. And I think the thought was we may not even be activated. The hope was, so they have primary shelters and then overflow shelters. And the hope is always that the overflow shelters are not needed, that the primary shelters will be able to take care of the refugees, but did not happen. It was a pretty big one, and we got the overflow. And I need to see if I can contact the people still at the shelter and find out how things are going. But anyway. Okay. Hey, Wolf. All right. Get your eye. Hey, Sable. Oofta. Oh, man. Did I use the word oofta a lot at the shelter? I can absolutely picture you as a kid exploring. I did a lot of that. I was rarely in the house. All right. Question. For a mister with a terrible diet and with severe gallbladder and overproduction of mucus and early AM vomiting, which of your supplements should I get him? The diet has been difficult to change. Okay, so if you have a terrible diet, the liver pill is definitely the first one. Let's see. Really? Okay, so yeah, I would do the liver pill and the kidney stone pill. And even though he does not have kidney stones or gallbladder stones, it will definitely help with the overall flushing out of stuff with the body. The liver pill and the kidney stone pill together are really, really, really good at detoxifying. So, yeah, the liver pill and the stonebreaker pill. All right, Chris, any foraging tips for flooded areas? Look out for water moccasins, look out for alligators, and really don't forage in flood. It depends on what is around the foraging area. And how am I going to say this? Like, if you were in an urban or suburban environment and all the gunk, like here in Houston, during a flood situation, the water actually comes out of the sewers, sewers that are lower. You got sewers here and you got sewers down here, and the water is trying to equalize, so everything's, popping up. The problem when you have that going on is, at least in Houston and a lot of other places, the sanitary sewers, the toilet sewers and the storm sewers are linked. So now with all this water coming up out of the sewer, it's bringing everything that's been flushed down the toilets for the last 6 weeks. And so it's really, 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 really disgusting. So you really don't want to forage in a place that's flooding or has been flooded. Like trees and stuff above the water level, okay. But the lower plants that may have been submerged or right on the edge of the water, you don't want to do that. You want to give them a good, 3 or 4 months of sunlight sterilizing them before you would really safely forage anything there. So yeah, the problem with floodwaters is a real high sewage bacteria count. And so you have to keep that in mind. Hey, Laura. Okay, my husband hates MREs. He eats for nutrients, not for the taste when he's deployed or in the field. And I will say, they did have several cases of MREs sitting there, but they were for emergency use only, in case the food could not get delivered. But they were the ones with the heat packet too, the lean against rock or something ones. And so I really wanted to crack those open, but there's a big sign, do not touch. And so I did not touch. Hey, Christy. Good morning. Happy Thursday. How are you today? Curie, I worked at a nature preserve in college. Internship, cool. Taking 5th graders on nature walks. Kids got to hold a couple of snakes too, so I got college credits for handling snakes. Cool, snake handler. Lizette, thanks for the compliment. There's a difference between the truth and a compliment. If the truth happens to be complimentary, I guess that's okay. But yeah, the cool kids are lucky to have you. We'll see. Me and the cool kids never really matched up. Though I will say, as my class gets older, like at the 30th reunion, all the old cliques were gone, and everyone was just really excited to see everyone else, and it was really cool. There were certain, like at the reunion, the previous one, not the one coming up. I'm assuming the one coming up will be just as good, hopefully. But yeah, the previous one, there were kids that I talked to, classmates that I talked to more at the reunion than I ever did through the entire high school. It was really neat. Ooh, here we go. May I suggest Starbucks travel minis in your go bag? Even with semi-hot water, they will get you the caffeine they need. I like the Folgers little packets. And what's funny is that's what I usually take when I'm out camping is the little Folgers, it's a little packet. You rip the top off, you dump it in, you dump like 3 of them into your cup, fill it with water. But for some reason I thought, it's a Red Cross. There'll be coffee. I don't need to pack these. And it's like, I was wrong. Oh, well. But definitely on the list. Oh, man. Runny nose. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. A solar oven would work, at least during the day, which is, when I'm trying to drink the coffee. Though I was actually on the night shift. So my shifts were supposed to be 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Because of shortage of workers and so forth. Usually I was going from about 1 p.m. to 8 a.m. But yeah, definitely next time. Now that I know what's going on, in the past, so once you're trained as a Red Cross shelter volunteer, most people just say, I'm only going to work at this local shelter. But once you're on the list, you constantly get emails from the Red Cross saying, hey, we need people here, we need people there, can you come? And in the past, I've always said, no, I can't, because I had work and so forth. But with Medicine Man, again, they see that as part of the job of the medicine man to go out and help people. It makes sense to me. And so they're okay with that. And so I think possibly, depending on many, 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 many different things, I may be doing more of these Red Cross deployments to other parts of the country, but we will see. But yeah, there's definitely things I've learned to bring with me now. Okay, I've done the Starbucks travel minis when hiking, camping, when I didn't have much money. I get the Folgers version of it. And I admit, the Starbucks ones are pretty good. I think the Starbucks little tear open packets are better than the regular Starbucks coffee. But yeah, I'm cheap. In the end, my main purpose for drinking coffee is for the caffeine, not the flavor. I like good tasting coffee. But I'd rather have money to spend on knives, and ham radio equipment and backpacks and stuff like that. But yeah, I like the idea of a solar water heater thing. Oh, cool. Okay, Laura, university courses start today. Decided on a Bachelor of Health Science. Maybe someday I'll be able to follow along with the doc's chemistry. Oh, certainly, certainly. Here's the secret to organic chemistry. Once you understand this, it all falls into place. Everything makes sense. And suddenly the organic chemistry class will go from the hardest class you'll ever take to one of the easiest classes you'll ever take. You ready? The secret of organic chemistry is positive goes to negative and negative goes to positive. The trick is figuring out on the molecule which is positive and which is negative. And that's not much difficulty either. But yeah. Positive goes to negative and negative goes to positive. And that will direct all the organic chemical reactions. Hey, April, good morning. Yep. Minnesota wildflowers. I figure if I'm using the green screen, I'm going to put up some of the stuff from my life for you to see because, I'm egotistical that way. Ooh, how about a coffee blend and some type of snuff packet to put in your cheek? Now that's a good idea, Tim. Yeah, like the little, what is it, the grizzly... My one thought with that is most people it'd be too bitter. And so it'd have to put some sort of other flavors in there. Okay, it could be done. It could be done. I'm thinking instead of like an instant coffee sort of thing, it would have to be some sort of expanded cellulosic material embedded with caffeine and flavors. I like this idea, Tim. I think, ooh, I can, yeah. Oh, yeah. An infused cellulose matrix. And then you could put the flavors and the caffeine and all that in there. Damn, Tim, you got a patent there. I need to think about that. I need to think about... Of course, now you all heard it, so, you all can, like, run to the patent office with it before me, but, yeah, so be it. Oh, hey, Emily, I got power and internet last night, so I hear you once again. Hello, tribe. My world outside is utter chaotic mess, but now I have steady AC. Cool. So you down in Louisiana, Emily? Oh, man, it's, yeah, the clients coming into the shelter had pretty horrific stories of devastation. Oof. Hey, John, good morning. April, I'm currently changing my diet because I'm sick of having hard to diagnose gut problems. It's really hard, but when I keep up with it, I feel a lot better. There's a lot of truth in that. The focus on the rewards of it rather than the effort it takes to accomplish it. Oh, there's the garage door. I expect a third hand coming. All right, Emily. Jennifer wants to know, what can we do to help you? All right, and Jason, I'm late to the show. What town were you in when you were at the shelter? So I was actually located at Orange, Texas. So there on the Texas-Louisiana border at the Orange Expo and Convention Center there. And so what I said, it was an overflow shelter. So as other shelters filled up, they directed people to us. And so, yeah, we had a good mix going on there. Luckily, where we were, you couldn't even tell there was a hurricane. I mean, it rained a little Sunday night, but the rest of the time it was just sunny and hot. What was interesting though, even in Orange, Texas, there was times when the cell phone towers were going out, or suddenly you lose all phone service on the cell phones. And way back when Hurricane Ike hit Houston, man, what was it 18 years ago? Some long time ago. And there was a lot of devastation, and somewhat also with Harvey, but it was more with Ike because at the time there still wasn't as many cell phones around. But the cell phone towers or cell phone connections were commandeered by the FEMA rescue things, and so you couldn't use the phone. The cell phone towers had power and were functioning, but they were blocked from use by civilians and were for only emergency personnel. And so I'm wondering if that's maybe what was going on in Orange, Texas, because it was a staging area for a lot of groups heading into Louisiana to help, because it's basically the last town before the Louisiana border. Anyway. All right, little coffee grounds for 8 cups. My husband says that sounds good. Heck yeah. I'm making up for lost time. All right. Okay. Good morning, tribe. Glad you're back from the Red Cross. Red Cross. Thank you. 5 years after a flooded area or 5 months? I would say 3 to 5 months, because it actually the bacterial contamination. A lot of it will eventually be sterilized just by sunlight. So if it's been really sunny, I would say 3 months. If there's been a lot of overcast days and wet and rainy and more moisture around, then maybe 5 months. But yeah, at least 3 months. My husband, a veteran, loves MREs, meals ready to eat. Yeah, hold on. So the meal's ready to eat thing. Ooh, what is it? Oh, this is menu number 1, chili with beans. Anyway. So, recently I found an old MRE I had stashed away, and this thing had to be from the 90s. And I said, okay, let's open it up and try it. And like the shortbread cookies it turned into a paste. They were really nasty. It's time! Yay! Morning hug. Hello. How's Kessa? The younger one.
She is herself.
School problems. What? Yep, we used to go out and play in the street flood waters, and yet here we are. We were a tougher breed than the modern people. Us cavemenian and cavewomanian types. I'm a veteran. I like MREs. That tells you how bad Army food was. Oh, wait. Okay, Nicole, were you in the Army or the Air Force? No. Okay, yeah. That's right. You told me already. They serve a purpose. And, if you look back before that, the C rations and so forth were even worse. So, they serve a purpose. The only good part of the MREs is the bread. Interesting. Okay, husband swears in Monterey at DLI, the food was really good. Cool. Nicole, hey Laura, I like the instant milkshake as long as you didn't get one of the tainted bunch. Those had salmonella issues, but they gave us the MREs anyway, and they had warning stickers slapped on them. Yes, not surprised. Okay, so if there's no microwave, how would you heat water for your coffee? So I would just, use the hottest water I could get from the tap. You make do. Let's see, does Folgers coffee like you just described expire? I bought some years ago for visitors because I'm a tea drinker. Just a minute. I don't know. I haven't really had any go more than like 2 years. So a lot of expiration dates are just mandatory by the FDA. They just say after a certain point, the stuff needs to be thrown out and you shouldn't eat it, even if it is fine. And if you have these, the foil packets, the airtight foil packets, the stuff is going to be okay. It's not going to self-destruct really any. You might have some of the more flavored oils kind of work their way out of the grains and stick to the package, so the flavor may not be as strong. If you're talking about a jar of like instant coffee where it has more access to oxygen, that might have an issue. But the little individual packets, the size of my finger, you tear off the top, you pour them in your cup, those are probably fine. If you don't want them, I'll take them, and then you can get fresh ones. Yep, I understand cheap. I use Starbucks as an example. I seriously don't care when I'm camping. Most definitely. Ooh, I like this idea, Roth. In a perfect world, or in my perfect world, the schools would require the kids to take first aid, so by the time they graduate, they are certified EMTs. That would be very good. I remember, like in high school, we were required to learn CPR, and so, there was that. But I don't know if you saw, a lot of the small towns, they're losing EMT workers, and so it's really bad to get hurt in some places. When it takes a while for the EMTs to get there. Yes, the Cafe Bustelo Mexican-style instant coffee is very good. I like that stuff. Ooh. Okay, Chris, the coffee snuff would stain your teeth, something awful. Good point. That's why instead of using the coffee, we would use the expanded cellulose matrix infused with the caffeine and other flavors, avoiding the staining stuff. Emily says, Jennifer, you are kind. I don't quite know where to begin. Watching Ida rip up my little paradise was hours of Dorothy moments. I was just amazed at by the physics. I was more amazed at by the physics than afraid. when you see what nature can do, it's kind of stunning. Yes, Helen, isn't there hard coffee candy available? Yeah, the Asian market here nearby has a bunch of them. That's a possibility too. There we go. Yep, get the flavors from the uncommon bees. Tim, this is why I enjoy my research and development country company so well. Most definitely. Oh, I love it when the doc gets inspired. Okay. Okay, the coffee snuff thing is looking good. Hey, Kathleen, I am... So later on today, when he is standing there with a quizzical look about his person standing in the middle of a grocery store, I blame the tribe. There is that. That happens pretty commonly. Ooh, okay, yes, I live in Old Jefferson, Louisiana. Ooh. So you do have power, you said, though, right? So that's good, at least. Diana, the Barbados cherry plants made lots of blooms, but never produced a single fruit. 3 healthy trees. You have bees on your property too, don't you? As they do need pollination. But that's weird that they didn't produce any fruit. Usually they're very prolific. Every berry or every flower turns into a berry. Hey, Cinnamon, happy your Friday. Yeah, hot water, or you may need to carry a heating element. I'm not going to go that far. Again, you never know how many outlets are going to be available, and you don't want to accidentally burn down the place and things like that. So I'll just go with tap water. So, anyhow. Okay, but the service is still dodgy. Keep getting dropped calls and notices I have no service, but it's slowly improving. Okay, cool. Okay, the flavors and feelings of hard candy without sugar to rot your teeth. Interesting packets. There's a possibility of doing that. Oh man, Chad, I made the mistake and ate an entire MRE at once. Get ye to the Roto-Rooter, man. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, okay, it's 7:54. All right. Oh man, there's lots of comments here. Just going through. Ooh. Someone in the canning group was talking about sun sealing jars. Is this actually doable? I would not. It would really depend on how antibacterial the stuff you were putting in the can was, but I could see maybe doing it in a solar oven, but just setting the jars out in the sun, I don't see that. Okay. Yeah, Kimberly, the Asian market in spring does. Take my money. Alrighty. I'll take your money. All right, let me just jump down to the bottom. Oops. I know I'm jumping over a lot of people. Yeah, there is that. Well, it is Texas. Semi-hot water at 7 a.m. from the cold faucet. Yep. And I have one in my vehicle. I have a camp stove. I'm set up for that sort of thing. And so if worse comes to worse, I could do that. I got a metal pot. But again, it takes time. And there was no coffee. So it's in my after action report. And the other thing, once someone sees you with coffee, they want coffee too. And it's hard to say no. But anyway, I guess maybe in the future, instead of the little packets, just bring a jar of instant coffee. We'll see. We'll wait for the next time. Okay, yeah, I've sealed mason jars that have herbs and spices on them with oxygen absorbers. And that works good because they're dry and they're less likely to have bacterial growth. Here, Emily, the best thing one can do for beloveds in disaster areas is to deliver cash. Insurance doesn't cover much. Deductibles are high. I'm not one who easily asks for help, and I do appreciate your kind gesture. Most definitely. Hey, Tina. All right, group take time. Hey, group take. Huh, I just read this is day 2 without mom and dad. I need to find out what's going on with them. All right, the immune pill. Bum, bum, bum. I'm trying to think if hunting season has started in Minnesota, and dad's probably out hunting. And when Dad's out hunting, Mom doesn't know how to work the computer, so she kind of can't watch until Dad gets home and they watch it together. The brain pill. This is one thing I did have with me. I did bring the immune pill and the brain pill along with me to the shelter. Ooh, okay. And if Curie says it, I trust her on this because she's a big solar oven person. Oven canning is not approved. Solar ovens take much longer to heat up and bake stuff. I'd be terrified to can in my solar oven. Good point. Good information there. The liver pill. Come on, you. I haven't seen Jonathan. Is Jonathan here today? The uric acid pill, which thankfully I don't need. The blood pressure pill, which will be back in the stores hopefully by the end of, well, maybe not by the end of this week now, but hopefully very soon, like the beginning of next week. In fact, the boss is out talking to people right now. The Serenity pill, again, something I like to weaponize my anxiety. And the libido pill, put that back in the gym. And of course, the Stonebreaker pill, which is currently down on Amazon. For whatever reason, Amazon said, oh, no, you're making mental health claims. Mental health claims? No. So I have to go and rebuild the Amazon store listing for the Stonebreaker pill today. Among many other things. Hey, Kitty, good morning. You just missed the group take. So, that'd be a way. Things to heat water in a solar bottle exist. I have one of those to heat water for your coffee. Okay, I need to look into that. And maybe I'll rethink my idea of an immersion heater. That might be useful after all. Or, they do make the trucker hot water. Maybe that's the way to do it. Is something that I plug into my car. Different possibilities. There's ways of heating water. Let's see. Apparently people without kidney stones are happier, and happiness must be beaten down. In this day and age, it seems like happiness is not allowed. Okay, solar canning is possible with the thermometer. Not recommended, though. It would be better to water bath cans for 3 hours for low-acid foods. Still not recommended, but that's how it was done back in the day. Pressure canning is safe. Yep. Oh man, Jan, 18 months since I had open heart surgery, just getting my health back and learning to forage. It's good exercise. It's like Pilates in the woods. You're bending, you're stretching. Oh my gosh, it's 8:01. Okay. Mom, Dad, even though you aren't here now, hopefully you'll watch this later today. Love you. Tribe, love you. It's good to be back. I will see you again tomorrow. And then on Monday. But for now, I really got to get going. Lots to do. Lots of stuff built up while I was gone. Got to take care of it. Okay. So at that point, again, much love and many thanks to you. And I will see you tomorrow and broadcast.